Home stretch, last 4 games. Let's get it. What is up, everybody? My name is Advance, and this is Advanced Sports Talk. So, this Sunday, a lot of teams bounced back. You know, my Buccaneers came off their bye, smashed the Vikings. The entire NFC East, with the exception of one team, decided they wanted to try to make a final grab for that top spot in their division. But we're gonna get into that later. So, man, I'm going to talk about the Baltimore Ravens. Yeah, don't pay attention to the hat or the colors, none. Baltimore Ravens, because you know I'm from Baltimore, so like when they do great things, I like to give them their props. So, Baltimore Ravens versus the Cleveland Browns in Cleveland. So, man, this was a high-scoring game. It wasn't a shootout. This was a ground battle. The reason why I call it a ground battle is because this was pretty much just a straight up mano-a-mano, rushing contest. Who's going to get more rushing yards? Nick Chubb or Lamar Jackson? You thought I was going to say Mark Ingram or J.K. Dobbins, didn't you? Or Gus the Bus? It don't matter, because they all did their thing. So, let's get into this, man. So, first score of the game goes to Nick Chubb on a 7-yard touchdown run. Then, following up, Lamar Jackson on a touchdown run. Then, a touchdown run in the second quarter by Gus Edwards. Then Nick Chubb again scores a touchdown. So, at this point, the score is 21-14. 21-14 going into halftime. So, yeah, man, these guys were just running all over the place. Third quarter, Gus Edwards again. Kareem Hunt rushing touchdown. J.K. Dobbins rushing touchdown. The first passing touchdown of the game came in the fourth quarter with Rashard Higgins. Then Baker Mayfield decided he wanted to jump in on the touchdown, and he ran one in. Lamar Jackson threw a touchdown pass to Hollywood Brown, and that was a beautiful 44-yard catch and run. Then Kareem Hunt ran another one in. I'm making the game sound a lot faster than what it was. No, but it was like real, like action-packed. Then Justin Tucker hit the field goal. Then Baltimore gets a safety. So all in all, Baltimore beat the Browns 47-42. All right, now we're gonna talk about my Buccaneers. So once again, still a little bit of a slow start, but we picked it up quicker. Once again, there was no points scored in the first quarter, but there's no points for us. There was no points for them either. So our defense was doing their job, despite where the NFL ranks them at. Part of that was also due to the fact that Dan Bailey just couldn't hit a field goal for nothing. Dan Bailey only hit one extra point throughout the whole game. So in all instances of football going through the field goal, Dan Bailey only hit one of them. So field goal tries, miss. Extra point, he missed one, and then he made another one. But Minnesota scored on a 2-point conversion, so they kind of made up for that. I don't think they felt that Dan Bailey was going to win the game for them, so they went for it. They went for a 2-point conversion. But in any case, yeah, man. So this was a classic Tom Brady game. In the end, he ended with 196 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. So, one to Scotty Miller. Now, this is what I've been saying with Scotty Miller. You can't be having Scotty Miller run these little 5-yard out routes and then, like the comeback. No, Scotty Miller's a speedster. He can go. Now, I know at some point you're going to have to teach him how to do all of that, but at the same time, he also has to learn to contend. But hey, like if the man can outrun any coverage, so tell him to go. Brady was spreading the ball around, so he hit Scotty Miller for a touchdown. He hit Gronk for a touchdown. Rojo ran one in. there was no one receiver that really stuck out. Like Mike Evans got 56 yards receiving. Then Antonio Brown with 49 and Scotty Miller with 48. So that was the one long touchdown. So, you know, he got his no risk it, no biscuit throw in. You know, BA was very happy. You know, as you know, in the press conference, he actually came to his defense, you know, and said that he's doing good work. But yeah, and Chris Godwin had 25. So yeah, so this is more of how Brady played in New England. You know, didn't really target one receiver too much. Well, because Edelman was always hurt, but you know, he would always target Edelman. Edelman is the star. But you know, Brady's team, you know, he usually just spreads the ball around. And yeah, so we won. That was a very I mean, it wasn't a dominating performance, but it was a great game. And yeah, like, I was concerned in the first half though, because they was making Kirk Cousins look like an all-star. But you know, when it came down to it, defense made the stops that they needed. I don't think there's any way that they could have known that Dan Bailey was going to suck that game. But hey, such is life. They did their job, and Dan Bailey failed at his. So here we go. All right, so Buccaneers came out with the victory, 26-14. All right, so fresh off of a Sunday game, bullying the Chargers, the Patriots turned right around and got bullied by the Rams. So after stomping the Chargers 45-0, the Rams go on to beat the Patriots 24-3. And Cam Akers putting up yet another impressive performance. 171 yards rushing. Man, look, running backs is getting out this year. Look, running backs are getting more out. They're getting more out than the year with Melvin Gordon, Todd Gurley, and you know, all those guys. Like, Fournette. Yeah, he's getting out more than those guys, than that freshman class. That was, man. Yeah, Rams got the victory 24-3. Next, Houston Texans versus the Chicago Bears. And the Bears stomped the Texans 36-7. Yeah, this was David Montgomery's day. Like, 113 yards rushing. Allen Robinson, 123 yards receiving. Yeah, this week there was a lot of really one-sided games. So, you know, I named two of them already. The next, Tennessee Titans versus the Jacksonville Jaguars, AFC South matchup. So they are trying. Yeah, the Titans are desperately trying to maintain that top spot in their division. Yeah, Derrick Henry rushing for 215 yards. AJ Brown, 112 yards receiving. Ryan Tannehill, 212 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. Gardner Minshew back in action, 178 and 1 touchdown. Yeah, so Titans got the victory 31-10. Denver Broncos versus the Carolina Panthers. And this was a really close game. Identical quarterback play from both quarterbacks, but Drew Lock, even though they both threw for 280 yards, Drew Lock came away with the victory. You know, slight edge was, you know, the 4 touchdowns that he threw. So Denver got the win, 32-27. All right, we're gonna talk about another competitive game. The Kansas City Chiefs versus the Miami Dolphins. Tua. Oh man, and look, what can I say about this game? This game could have been so much worse than what it was. Patrick Mahomes is a phenomenal quarterback. In fact, he's only thrown 5 interceptions all year. And we're 3/4 of the way through. He's thrown 5 interceptions. And 3 of them was in this game. This game that I'm talking about right now. So look, man, and the fact that he threw 3 interceptions and the Chiefs still came away with the victory, only speaks to like how good of a player, actually how good of a team the Chiefs are. But look, that also proves how much the Dolphins have improved. I mean, defensively too. Like, so, yeah, like, but who would have thought that would have been like adding Tua would have been the one piece that they needed. Yeah, man, and he didn't disappoint either. Tua came out throwing for 316 yards and 2 touchdowns. Mahomes throwing for 393 and 2 touchdowns. Travis Kelce, 136 yards receiving. Chiefs came away with the victory, 33-27. All right, so I was gonna skip over this, but I'm gonna talk about it now. So the Giants, I said last week that the Giants was the team to beat in that division, in the NFC East. So this week, the Cardinals beat the Giants 26-7. Remember, I told you there was a lot of one-sided games. DeAndre Hopkins getting over 136 yards receiving. Kyler Murray throwing for 244 and 1 touchdown. Kenyon Drake rushing for 80 yards. Daniel Jones, lackluster performance, unfortunately. But yeah, so Cardinals won 26-7. Alright, so now I'm going to explain to you what happened in the NFC East. It's like some kind of mental telepathy went out across the whole division. And everybody started looking up like, what? New York lost? So, Dallas smoked the Bengals 30-7. Washington stomped the 49ers 23-15. Well, they didn't really stomp them, they just beat them. They beat the 49ers 23-15. And the Philadelphia Eagles beat the Saints 24-21. And that's with Taysom Hill throwing for 291 yards and throwing 2 more touchdowns to add to the touchdowns that he threw last week. Miles Sanders rushing for 115 yards. This was the upset that nobody expected. Like, everybody looked at that and they was like, oh, they got the Eagles. Oh, okay, well, hey, but there was another Alabama quarterback that started this week. That's right, Jalen Hurts. So Carson Wentz was benched after last week's game, and they said that they was gonna that at least Jalen Hurts was gonna be starting for this game. So yeah, and look, when you read the stats, you say, all right, 167 yards passing and 1 touchdown. All right, that's not very impressive. Jalen Hurts had 18 rush attempts for 106 yards. He second in his team under Miles Sanders, who got 115, like I just mentioned. But yeah, like, his longest run was 24 yards. Look, to say that Jalen Hurts is a beast is an understatement. And me and my buddy Mike, aka Bam Slim, was talking about this, and the criticism that everybody has been saying is that, oh well, Jalen Hurts got benched for Tua in college. I mean, yeah, that did happen. Tua came off the bench in the national championship game and took over for Jalen Hurts. After Jalen Hurts Spent the entire season leading them to the championship game. And then the following year, Tua got hurt. And Jalen Hurts, no pun intended, had to come off of the bench. In the same thing, but reversed. Came in, and won the game. So, what are y'all talking about? But Jalen Hurts. Oh man, I think that was the breath of fresh air that Philadelphia needed. And yeah, I hope we see more of him going forward, because I think what they said that they were conflicted, so they didn't. He'll be starting this week. But yeah, so with the Eagles beating the Saints, I can't help but wonder why we couldn't do it. We got to go. But in any case, all right. So now I got the NFC East taken care of. Let's move on. Indianapolis Colts versus the Las Vegas Raiders. And I think Phillip Rivers' lackluster performance in the first half of the season was so that he can finish strong. Because, the Colts beat the Raiders 44-27. Phillip Rivers throwing for 244 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor rushing for over 150 yards, or 450 yards. My man T.Y. Hilton, 5 out of 7 receptions for 86 yards. T.Y. been on a roll these last 3 weeks, man. Oh, man. Hold up. So, Derek Carr throwing for 316 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, but got 2 interceptions. Josh Jacobs had 49 yards rushing. He didn't get too involved. Nelson Aguilar, 100 yards receiving and 1 touchdown. All right, so far I guess it's the Vegas air. Colts beat the Raiders 44-27. The New York Jets versus the Seattle Seahawks. And this was another one-sided game. Not even really worth. Russell Wilson threw for 200 yards and 4 touchdowns. Yeah, there was really no reason for anybody else to get out to get out the gate. Seahawks beat the Jets 40-3. The Green Bay Packers versus the Detroit Lions. NFC North matchup. Well, Aaron Rodgers throwing for 290 yards and 3 touchdowns. Matt Stafford throwing for 244 yards and 1 touchdown. Devontae Adams, 7 out of 10 targets for 115 yards. Of course, his name is Devontae. But in any case, the Packers beat the Lions 31-24. The Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Buffalo Bills. Uh-oh. Steelers is in trouble. Now remember I said a couple weeks ago that the Steelers was exposed. They had this dominating performance all season. But if you look at the wins and the losses, it kind of looks clear cut. But when you look at the stats from the game, it was not so much. Most of those victories was hard fought. Steelers defense bailed them out. Yeah, Ben was throwing for 250, 300 a game, but hey, let's be real, that arm was deteriorating. The Bills beat the Steelers 26-15. Roethlisberger throwing for 187 and 2 touchdowns through 2 interceptions. Josh Allen 238, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Stephon Diggs 130 yards receiving. Man, that's all Buffalo needed. All Buffalo needed was a stud receiver that wasn't T.O. well, when they got T.O. was older, but still, like, man, Stephon Diggs, like. All right, so that'll do it for this episode of Advanced Sports Talk. So, it's the home stretch. We're in the final month of the season, last 4 games. Yeah, so we're gonna see what's gonna happen. The Ravens seem to have bounced back after that very precision-like COVID-19 targeting. There was a couple of players on the Bucs that got hit with positive diagnosis, so I'm concerned about that. But hey, we'll see how that develops as the week goes on. But anyway, that's it for this episode. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, Advanced110, Advanced Sports Talk on Facebook. Check out my gaming, Advanced Gaming on Facebook, Advanced Plays or VMX9999 on YouTube. My name is Advanced. I'm always moving forward. I'm out.